All right, well, welcome to another weekly edition of Stock Market Mutterings. This is for March 4th, where I will do my best to take a grope in the murkiness and try to find you some quality trade setups and put some Skrilla in your pocket. We all need some Skrilla, right? Can never have too much of that. And that's what I'm here to do. Now, if you're an aspiring trader, a struggling trader, a non-consistent trader, a trader that wants to go to another level in this, I'm going to post a link on the screen. It's to our live trade room. Just click on it. You can start trading with us right away. Also, the DVD's been out for a while and it is free. The 3 main trader components it takes to be successful in the market. I'm going to post that link up there as well. Check it out. Before I start, I'm going to say this. He's not going to go down without a fight, is he? It's just not. Mr. Spy is not going to go down without a fight. Now, we were talking about last week reaching some specific levels where I thought we were going to trade to, and we did. So things were kind of the way I thought they were going to go, but not as much as I wanted them to go. Does that make sense? Kind of thought that way, but not the way I wanted it, and I'll talk about that. So where I left off last week, I was thinking we would get up into this 281, 280, 281 area, and that's where we would see some rejection. And we got that on 2 separate occasions. You got it right here. And then on Friday, it looks like this thing wants to break what you're looking at as a very tight range, narrow flag. Let me open that up just a little bit. You can see it right here, just kind of rolling off the 10 moving average. And it wants to break over these previous highs. Let me back this chart out for you here, which goes, all the way back to October. So we can just kind of continue this line. You can easily see with your eye the areas of resistance, how this is the ceiling and has been the ceiling since October for the markets. Now you have to take into consideration how sharp this rally has been from Christmas Eve and how the way that it has got here, and that there's no question this market needs a little bit of rest. But, you don't always get what you want, right? I mean, you have to deal with what's in front of you, and you have ideas as a trader, but you don't make the rules. You just sort of have to play by them. And if this thing starts to take that out, I wouldn't be surprised if we start sniffing all-time highs. Now, it seems that that's not the route the market wants to take, but you can't write that off because it keeps finding a way to go up. It keeps finding a way to have the dip spot, and that's the reality of it. Now, one of the things that we did see this week was there were 3 separate, like 3 days in a row, the market opened like gap down, just a tiny gap. Just a tiny gap. I'm not talking about like huge gaps, just small gaps down. Each and every time it found a way to just like claw its way back. Now, it didn't do a whole lot of moving to the upside, but it didn't go down any further. And then here on Friday, you had probably what was the biggest sell. Sounds weird when I say that. The biggest sell-off of the week. I mean, it was just like the biggest piece of aggression. You had 2 days in a row you actually saw this. I think it was Thursday and Friday. You saw this kind of sell-off and then a re-rotation where it's like, okay, bears are in control of this. They're trying to press this market down. They're trying to say something. And then before the end of the day, the damn thing's back up. I mean, it's just like I said on my Twitter, it's like you're trying to plug a dam leak with your thumb. It's just like, water's coming out every, like, it just won't stop. It just won't stop. But at some point it will, just like when we were talking back in December. The selling will stop. It's one day the buying will stop. We'll see. It was pretty much just a docile week. Going forward, look at that 281 right there where I have the resistance in the chart. Look at that. If you're thinking about selling off, really, we haven't broke the 10 moving average since the 2nd trading day of the year. You look, just 10 moving average is this yellow line. Look, it's just walking right up it. That's pretty damn bullish right there. Really hefty bullish signal. If you get underneath of that, then maybe we're looking at 274s, but again, if and when that happens. I want to start this one out with BA because these trades worked out, but they didn't really deliver what I was looking for. And I was looking for like just a freaking sell-off day. Where's BA? Let me just type it in because I can't see it this late. BA. Here it is. Okay. This thing is like so vertical on the daily. It's like starting to bend backwards. Like it's just curling back. I mean, this thing was 296 at Christmas Eve, and you got people stampeding each other at 446. I mean, what a monstrous move. Out of all of these ones that we're seeing on the big boards, this is one that just has not stopped, period. Now, I did 2 different types of trade, which made up my whole week, which was selling some naked options against the E-minis and the SPY, and I had enough room, and some on Boeing because I had enough space. They worked, but I was actually expecting them to be red at some point, and they really weren't red. So I want to kind of carry that over. I want to short this stock. That's what I'm saying. I want to short it. Now, one of the confusions is when you say you want to short something, that doesn't mean that you're just going to haphazardly run into something like this and short it. If you do that, you're going to get creamed, and it's not going to be good. You're just kind of looking for the signs. You're picking your shots. You're taking your shots. And sometimes you have to do it 2 or 3 times before you hit pay dirt on something like this. And just like I was talking about in December, you can't pick the perfect bottom in the market, just like you're not going to pick the top. But you have to prepare for these, because these are the moments where you really make big money. Because what will happen in this situation, I don't know what day it is, but one day you're going to wake up and these things are going to dump 10, 20 bucks, and they're going to start accelerating. Everybody's going to just start hitting the bids on the way out and jumping ship. And that's just the way it's going to go. And, I don't know what day that's going to be. And I don't know what's going to make it do that, but you got to be prepared for it. So there were a couple of glimpses here where that looked that way. I'm thinking about maybe opening up a put contract on a couple put contracts on this something for a few weeks out. I imagine you're going to get some sort of retest of the 10 moving average. I'm not saying the stock is bearish, but it should have a $10, $20 fade for the week here really soon. I mean, this is hella overbought here on the short term. So this is kind of my focus going into next week, is I want to really take a look at this Boeing and see if I can just get a good shot on this thing and have it roll over. And there's a lot of them out there too. Another one you'd have to look at here is Wayfair. This thing has really gone stupid vert as well. Now this one's coming off of earnings. We had good success with this one late last week because they had earnings, and a little earlier this week. But then once it got kind of steamy there, overbought, you've seen a lot of charts like this where they just simply are refusing to even print red days. So I'd like this one as well. I like Boeing a lot better because it's been spreading that out over a longer period of time. And, these are coming out of earnings. There's a couple like this and TTD and IRBT, which we'll talk about. They've kind of built some patterns. They're not as juicy of an opportunity, but we still want to look for them. And I did mention IRBT. I'll type that one in here. IRBT. IRBT. Same thing. This one has actually gone vert, flagged, and then recycled its vert. So I like all of those, BA, Wayfair, and IRBT. I'm sure there might be another one on here. It's not this. I don't think I like Tandem, TNDM. I'm looking. Excuse me, because I'm looking. Yeah, those are really my top 3 that I see here is Wayfair, BA, and IRBT. I like those all as short. Again, I'm not just going to haphazardly short them. I'm looking for signs. Messed around with them a little bit, made a couple bucks, but never got what I was looking for. So maybe this week will be that week we get to 10. That's when I'm trading that $20 down day. That's what I'm looking for. Like I said last week, I'm gonna just slay that dragon. Anyway, now on that note, here's what I always want to tell you. If you're not given that opportunity, because as a trader you have to have plan B. If you're not given that opportunity, let's just say you wake up and the market's down 400. BA's down 15. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen that. Then that completely changes. I'm a buyer of something like that because they're not going to just die off and go straight down for 18 days in a row. They're going to have bounces on their way down. So another strategy we use a lot of times when we're looking at something like that, the short, you have a basket of really strong stocks like BA, like Wayfair, like Roku, like Baba, like Spot. Is it Spot or Shop? I think it's Shop. Shop, not Spot. You look at those really strong stocks. Anytime you get the privilege of a dip on those, you buy it. Like you get a really big down range. So I'll go both ways with these. I'm not going to say them, but I'm thinking that's not going to happen right now. It's going to be something that sort of just fades and then rolls over from there. But we'll see. Those are my top 3 shorts. Also would be my top 3 buys if they happen to just get creamed one day and you wake up, there they are. Another one here obviously is the Tesla. The almighty Tesla. Now, obviously, games you've got going on here. You had this big rally after Musk is in contempt of court. The stock rallies. Go figure. And then this big announcement, big announcement, wasn't really that good. and the stock basically gave back 3 days of his 30-some plus $40 run and ends up down here towards this support. Now this thing has just had a magnet for 300 bucks. It finds a way to be, it took for a little while to get through 300 on Friday. And it's just, I think you're going to see this. Let's just get to it. You're going to see this 288, I think, come into play. There's going to be a challenge to the downside, possibly, of 288. And then we'll see from there. I mean, you always want to say, look, you're going to write this thing off. It's going to dump all the way back down to 250s. But this thing has more than 9 lives. It's got like 9,000 lives because it keeps finding a way in moments where it can rip. I mean, both of these sell-offs down here resulted in massive bounces to the other side. So again, just like BA, just like the rest of them, you want to think short here if it gets down to breaking some of those levels. But then you can't write off it just ripping one day 17 bucks because it wants to. It'll do that. So you have trades on both sides of the fence here. So let's kind of go with them. Again, it was a good week. When we set out last week, it was to get a little bit more aggressive to the short side. We had some really nice short plays, but I was looking for a little bit more. I thought we'd see a little bit more, maybe 150 point down days in the market, maybe back to back, just a little testing of some of those moving averages. We didn't, but it was all good. So we try that again this week. We'll pay really close attention. Now, you also have to take into consideration there as well, what I should say is that the SPY gets back above there and starts pressing above the flag here on the daily. I can't see how you're not going to make all-time highs. So, you know, all this may just go out the window and it's just like start throwing money at everything because it's just going to keep on going up and up and up. Anyway, guys, if you need help, you know where I'm at. I want to thank you very much for watching Stock Market Mutterings this weekend. Comments, tips, suggestions, anything, send them to me at support@thelincolnlist.com. Until next week, trade well, take care. Talk to you then.